we've got four main sections of content. We're going to do just a few slides on an overview of Huawei, just to give you a little bit of background. We are going to do an overview of the three main product families here at Huawei, as well as the channel marketing programs, and then the new partner certification. So let's dive right in here and give you just a little bit of Huawei, the overall business, and our U.S. focus. Last year, Huawei did just about 35.4 billion in revenue, so a very healthy company. Huawei, from an overall perspective, we are located in 45 of the world's top 50 telecom operators, so a very healthy worldwide presence, and we're deployed in over 140 countries, so very, very global in perspective. We have about 150,000 employees total, of which 70,000 of those are dedicated to R&D. So we are very, very focused on staying on the cutting edge. Here in the U.S., Huawei North America, we have regional offices in Plano and Cupertino, and the enterprise business also has regional offices in various cities throughout the U.S., Boston, New York, Los Angeles, etc. The Huawei Enterprise U.S. business was formally launched in 2010. Continuous investment. I mentioned that on the previous slide, investment in R&D. I think that's what really sort of sets us apart from the status quo, in that, as you can look there, we on the bottom left, we have consistently been investing 9 to 11% back into R&D, and when you translate that to dollars, that's 3.7, almost 3.8 billion dollars that we put into R&D. So staying on the cutting edge, very important for us. In addition to that, standards and patents. We have about 23,000 standards that we're invested in, and we have 63,000 patent applications worldwide. So we believe in setting the standard and staying on the cutting edge. So the next thing here is value proposition. So there are a lot of vendors out there that do what we do, right? So you have choices. The Huawei value proposition in helping you sort of break out of the status quo is that we, as again, focused on R&D, we look for the next-gen platforms that are going to offer you both current and future upgradability, and we have a relentless pursuit to customer satisfaction, okay? We want to make sure that our customers are completely satisfied with their Huawei installation. And again, we lead the way in research and development, 26,000 patents worldwide, and our financial strength is growing every year.
Just to jump in there, Stuart, one of the things I wanted to mention is that Huawei is an incredible opportunity for our partners. And I see it that way because we represent a way for you to disrupt the status quo. Today you're out selling Cisco and other incumbents, and maybe you're losing by a dollar or two in a quote down the street to your competitor. Huawei gives you an opportunity to come in and disrupt that. You have a opportunity to quote a viable alternative to the status quo, and do so at a higher margin and a lower cost to your customer, while providing a product that comes from an industry-leading company. So in my view anyway, Huawei offers a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to disrupt the status quo.
Great, Mitch. That's an excellent point. So now let's take a look at sort of what our current customer base is looking at from an IT perspective. Today, your customer they're being asked to be risk averse. They're asking to be more innovative, and they're also asking to be on the leading edge and differentiate themselves. So all three of those pressures are sitting on top of your customer today. And for an example, right, being leading in differentiation, BYOD, for example, a huge technology growth right now, and that is something that your customers are being focused with, are being asked to address. Okay, so now let's take a look at how Huawei sort of fits in this picture. So the three basic things that your customer needs to address are: A, they need to be strategic; B, they need to be economic; and C, they need to be technological. So under strategic, they need to be continuously innovating, right? Making sure that they're on the cutting edge of what's available, right? They need to be economic at the same time. In other words, they have to achieve this at a reasonable cost. They can't just go out and spend tons of money on their IT. They need to be cost effective. And then, as I mentioned in the previous slide, they need to be on the cutting edge of technology like BYOD, because more and more IT departments today are being asked to support BYOD and support the devices that their customers are bringing into the workplace. So here's a quick snapshot of what we see as the technological environment today that Huawei has to map to, or that any provider has to map to. One, your customers have branches out there that they have to get connected. Two, they've got a core network that needs to support that. Three, they've got a data center, right, that needs to support all of the data out to the campus and the branches. And then they have a campus environment itself, which is headquarters. And then on top of that, they have unified communications, or VC, and telepresence. In other words, the cutting edge of video conferencing that can be used in a myriad of applications. So all of these parts and pieces, are what Huawei needs to be supporting and does support today. As you can see, some of the highlighted products down at the bottom there that map to the various pieces of the enterprise that you need to support your customers with. Just waiting for the webinar to catch up to us here. So then, here's a sort of another slice on this from a vertical perspective. As you can see across the middle there are a number of verticals, and all of these verticals require support from an IP perspective, from a UC perspective, from an IT perspective, as well as a security perspective. All of those components that we saw on the previous slide that map to the network environment, all of those components are evident in each one of the verticals that you see there. So with the complete end-to-end Huawei solution, you are able to package solutions that will meet the verticals that you see illustrated on this slide.
Stuart, that might be a good time for a poll. So let's launch our first poll here. So this poll is asking, what do you consider the most important elements in sales training that's provided to you by your vendors? So please take a moment and click on what you see as most important, and then we'll share this with everyone, and we'll get a chance. I always enjoy doing this because it really gives me a feel for what the audience is thinking, and it really does help us formulate what we do in the future. Huawei spends a lot of time and effort and resources understanding what you, our partners, want and how we can best support you. In fact, we're having our first annual Partner Summit coming up here in late May. Many of you may have already received an invitation, and if not, you will be receiving an invitation, and we're looking forward to seeing everyone there. So it looks like we have finished the polls. So I'm going to go ahead and close this one and share the results with the audience here. What's interesting is, from a sales perspective, it's exactly what one would expect, and that is that how do I sell the product? How do I position it? How do I sell it? It seems to be the #1 thing. Product details and product overview kind of third, along with competitive information. So as always, very interesting, and I look forward to the next one.
All right, Mitch, thank you very much, and thank you very much for participating in that poll. That really helps us here at Huawei focus our efforts. So now we're going to take just a high-level look at the 3 basic product families here at Huawei: the IT products, the IP products, as well as the UC&C products. So let's go ahead and just take a quick look at those. So here is sort of an overall mapping of the 3 product families, right? IP, IT, and UCC. And then to the right of each of those, you can see the different I'll call them sub-product families that fit underneath these high-level designations. So under campus to branch, you've got switching and routing, wireless. Under data center, you've got switching, you've got storage, you've got servers and Tor switching. And then, the real glamorous stuff under UC&C, you've got the immersive telepresence as well as the personal telepresence and UC. And all of those roll up to support key trends like BYOD and ICT in the converged network, as well as cloud. And then all of those roll up one step further to support what we would probably deem as some of the larger vertical efforts that you're trying to support out there for your customers. So let's get a little bit more specific here, and let's take a look at the first product family. So what we have here is the IP product portfolio, and as you can see, we cover it soup to nuts. We cover switching, we cover routing, and we cover transmission. And what you see there on the horizontal are those sub-product family groupings that I was talking about. So data center switch, core switch, aggregation, access, right, hitting all the major pieces. Core routing, access routing, firewall, okay? And then under transmission, Wi-Fi access points and Wi-Fi access controllers. So again, being able to meet that customer's need from end to end within the IP portion of the product portfolio. So let's dig into just a little bit of detail. Switches here. As you can see, core, aggregation, and access. We hit all 3 points, but more importantly, we are high performance, so non-blocking end to end, right? We are reliable, right? Our cluster switches, allow the running of multiple switches and enabling a better return on your network investment. And then we're eco-friendly, and that is a very, very important thing today. Not only are we eco-friendly from when it hits the landfill, it doesn't fill it up, but we're eco-friendly from a performance and an energy perspective. Our equipment is certified, with a capability of 63% per switch. So we are very, very energy efficient. So now let's take a look at the routers. What you see there on the left are just a smattering of our high-level AR enterprise routers. We are high performance, as you can see there on the right. We support dual mode network adaptability, so very, very flexible in our access. And we also support multi-service integration and openness for increased value. So, all-in-one, sort of an all-in-one support, and with the world's highest access density. So our enterprise, branch routers are top of the class. So now let's take just a quick look at our wireless LAN product portfolio here. So again, on the left, access controllers as well as access points, and we hit sort of the three big topics here. One, we have intelligent coverage, so indoor and outdoor deployment options. One, we have intelligent control, so user group control, user level policy, right? Secure rate limiting, and all of this allows both effective and integrated wire and wireless authentication. And then intelligent O&M, so integrated wired and wireless, intelligent wizards, reports, GUIs, so all in a very intelligent O&M, from a very intelligent O&M perspective. So our wireless products, once again, top of class. So now let's switch to our IT product portfolio. Again, the second family of products. And here we're focused on cloud storage, application storage, disk system storage, as well as software. And you can see that as you go across, we're highlighting the sort of the main product subfamilies in each one of those three basic categories, as well as the software down below that supports it. And again, information on all of this is available on our website, but let's take a little bit of a more detailed look on a couple of these. So here's Cloud Fabric, right? Very, very important today. We have our core switches, the CE series, and our Tor switches. But what's important, I think, here to your customers is that Huawei has a scalable fabric, right, which is very important. It's virtualized, which is very, very important, and it's converged, okay? So those three things make this a very, very, I think, attractive cloud fabric solution for your customers today. So scalable, virtualized, and converged. So now the storage product portfolio. So as you can see, we cover SAN, we cover SSD, and we cover NAS. Our SAN products, it's a unified and simplified architecture, very intelligent, very efficient. Our SSD storage, fantastic performance, up to 1M IOPS. I always stumble on these acronyms. And very green and energy-saving design. Again, coming back to one of those, key things that your customers are looking for today: green and energy-saving, right? And then we have our NAS, so cluster and scale-out architecture, very high performance, linear expansion capable, and extremely large capacity. Okay, so from a storage perspective, we hit all the hot buttons for your customers. And then here's just a little bit on our industry-leading performance in the storage area. As you can see, both in the low, middle, and high, we are top of class in all of those categories. So we are industry-leading from that perspective when it comes to performance in the storage area. So now let's switch to a little bit more of the high glitz and glam product line, the UC&C product portfolio. As you can see there, top of class is Telepresence. Okay, that is one of the, I think, industry technologies that is becoming more and more of a must-have as corporations today well, your customers today are faced with the need to reduce costs and increase productivity and performance, and being able to support a workforce with what we call an immersive telepresence experience allows your customers to engage in that kind of interaction in a cost-effective way. So let's take a little bit closer look at the UC&C product portfolio, specifically the Telepresence products. So here on this slide, what we've tried to position is at the top, three what I would call solutions where Telepresence is a solution of choice. So distance learning. We all know that that training and distance learning is something that you need to be more cost effective at. Your customers need to be more cost effective at. So flying people in is not always the option. Telepresence can support that. Teledining is a very, very new experience where restaurants can offer friends the ability to dine together virtually via Telepresence, and then retail digital signage. So all very what I would consider to be good solutions that you can now offer out to your customers. And if you look on the right-hand side there, Telepresence as a whole, very vertically friendly. It hits a number of verticals. It's secure and it's reliable. Lots of backup, lots of encryption, and it's on the cutting edge of technology because it is high definition with very low bandwidth. I mean, it's one thing to support vertical. It's another thing to do it in high definition because of its bandwidth requirements. But there's nothing better than a crisp, clear image instead of one that's blurry and fuzzy.
All right, well, great, Stuart. It's very interesting, and telepresence has always been something I've been interested in since as a kid, watching various TV shows and science fiction things where they're using telepresence, and lo and behold, here we are. I think we're there. So I think now would be a good time for our next poll, and so let's see. Our next poll is reasonably predictable based on our last one. And that is when you're considering technical training for your team, what do you think is the most important elements for technical training, contrasting, of course, to the sales training that we had in the last poll. So please take a minute here and give us your opinion, and we'll share it with the audience. Along the same lines, a question came in, and we've got a few seconds here. Maybe I'll deal with it. The question is, does Huawei offer support services, and are those services available for partner delivery or resale? And the answer is a resounding yes to all of the above. In fact, we'll be doing a webinar in the near future, so keep an eye out for that. That's all about services and how you can support your customers through our services, how you can resell them, and how you can be part of the team, along with getting actually certified. And that brings to mind one last thing, and that is that at the Partner Summit, prior to and after the Partner Summit, we'll actually be conducting certification training, for technical certification training for services. So if that's something you're interested in, please let us know, and we'll get you the information. All right, well, it looks like everybody's taken this poll here, so I'm going to close it and share the information. So as you can see, solution architecture is the most important thing, and that, again, that doesn't surprise me. When I think about it, it's how do I go out as a reseller and build a solution for my customer based on your technology and product line. So very good. Following right beyond that is product details and technology details and some competitive information. But looks like the overwhelming most important thing is solution architecture. So thanks again for taking time to answer our question there. And we're going to revert back to the slides here, and I'll turn it back to Stuart.
Great. So very revealing poll question. Thank you very, very much. That helps us help you getting answers like that. So let's take just a quick look at our channel programs for 2013. We did do a webinar on this 2 weeks ago, but I want to make sure that we reinforce Huawei's commitment to our partners. Okay, so for 2013, the programs that you see listed here are all available. So market development funds, trade show participation and lead gen, a ton of literature, customer presentations, brochures, case studies, and success stories. All of these things that you see here on the screen are available to you and are being enhanced, right, for 2013 to help you with your engagements with your prospects. Now let's take a look at what's new for 2013. As Mitch mentioned previously, this year we will do our first partner summit happening in May, and we have details on that further in the presentation. We are launching aggressive deal registration, okay, with percentages, for our authorized silver and gold partners to help them be more competitive. A new consolidated price book. We'll be updating the partner portal. A partner portal, I think, is essential to supporting our partners because it's the first place that partners will go to look for documentation, to look for tools, to look for presentations and brochures. So we will have a new partner portal, and it will be introduced and rolled out at the Partner Summit in May. Also new in 2013 is a Partner Advisory Council. Okay, we need to be listening to our partners so that we can continue to evolve our support for you based on what you tell us is important for doing business in the market today and landing those customers today. And then the last thing that's new here, and we're going to go into a little bit more detail on that in this presentation, is training that is specifically built for partner AMs and partner SEs. Training that will help you be more conversant at that next level of detail with your prospects. So let's take a closer look at that. One more thing before we go there. I mentioned the partner marketing or the partner portal. One other thing on the partner portal that is very, very important is the partner marketing toolkit. When you're engaged with your customers, we have a complete portfolio of tools that help you focus your energy and your prospect's energy on the right solution for them. So a product selector, a product mirror. What is very, very important is ROI and total cost of ownership, right? Calculating that. A configuration tool, a document tool, and a tool that helps with their network migration. So we have a complete portfolio of tools that are available on the portal today to help you get intimately engaged with your prospects and the solution that's right for them.
Okay, great. Well, Stuart, we got one more poll here, and I think now's a great time to toss that in. So this was important to me. I love webinars. I love doing webinars, and I always want to make sure that we're giving webinars that have the information in them that you need. So asking this time, what would you like to see in future webinars? So would you like to see more product information, more details on the reseller programs, some vertical solution series? Would you like to see how Huawei solves problems in retail or in media and entertainment or in education? And finally, would you like to see a little bit about our technical roadmap? We have a plan going out way into the future. We're leaders today, and we expect to make that leadership more profound in the future. So we can share some of that with you as well. Great. So looks like everybody answered there. So let me share this with the audience. So it looks like kind of tied here between reseller programs details and vertical solution series. And lo and behold, we have both of those planned for you, and we will we'll make those a high priority. We also in all those we'll be touching on technology roadmaps, and they will also contain additional product information. In fact, we will be doing a series of videos that are all about product. So we'll spend time actually with the product, and we'll have a product manager actually step through the details for each of the major products. So great. Going back to the presentation here, I'll turn it back over to Stuart.
Great. So now let's take a closer look at the new partner certification. So as you all know, Huawei has 3 levels of partner authorization. We have an authorized partner, we have a silver partner, and we have a gold partner. And as you can see here on this slide, here are a few of the requirements. Now, what we have new in here is the new certifications for the sales professional and the sales engineer. So now there is a requirement for, say, the authorized partner to have one Huawei certified sales professional, and then it sort of trickles up from there. The gold or the silver partner, you need to have 2 Huawei certified sales professionals and 2 Huawei certified sales engineers, and then gold it's 3. So as you can see, we require just a little bit more for the gold than we do the authorized. So let's take a closer look at these certification levels. So here's just a quick overview, and these are brand new, right? So we have the Huawei Certified Sales Professional, and this is built to give a partner AM the ability to talk intelligently about the company, the products, and to position the products, right? So we're giving the salesperson the knowledge they need to engage with the prospects in a sales discussion. Now, to complement that, we've got the Huawei Certified Sales Engineer. So same basic overview of company and products, but this individual is now required to have a more detailed overview of the architecture, right? How do you architect a solution in a pre-sales sort of technical discussion environment, right? So the sales professional comes up to speed on how to position, and the engineer comes up to speed on how to complement that with an overview of the architecture of the solution that your prospect requires. So here are the 3 courses, right? The first one is an introduction to Huawei. So a basic company overview, so you're conversant in the company. A basic product overview, services overview, as well as a channel program overview, so that you know who we are, what we offer, right, and what we offer to help you support that from a channel program overview perspective. The second course is how to position and sell Huawei products. And as you can see, we're hitting the 3 product families, IP, storage, and UC, as well as services, because all 4 of those put together will make up a solution that you will that you would offer to one of your prospects. And then the last one is the Huawei architecture. This is the more detailed overview of the 3 product families, so that a sales engineer, sitting in a meeting with a prospect can put the puzzle pieces together, if you would, and present a solution to that prospect based on their needs. So how do the requirements line up? So for your Huawei certified sales professional, that individual is required to take the introduction to Huawei, as well as the how to position and sell Huawei products. That gives them, the complete knowledge they need to engage in that discussion. The Huawei certified sales engineer also needs to have the introduction to Huawei, because they have to speak that, that about Huawei intelligently as well. But then on top of that, they need to understand how to architect solutions, and that's where the more detailed, Huawei solution architecture course comes in. So for each of the 2 certifications we have here, there are 2 training courses that you have to take to meet those requirements. Now, on top of meeting those requirements by taking the courses, we also have online tests. So for each one of the 3 courses, there is a 20-question multiple choice test that you need to pass with 80% or better. Okay, so each course will have has this online test, and they're multiple choice. So the tests will cover the high points in each of the 3 classes, so that you retain the knowledge that you need for those discussions. So now I'm going to turn it over to Mitch here, so that he can give you a little bit more on the upcoming Partner Summit.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, Stuart. The Partner Summit is a big event for us. It's our first annual Huawei Partner Summit. We call it ICT Nation. We're looking forward to getting as many of our partners as possible to attend. It's going to be a big event. We're going to have a lot of fun. I think in addition to learning some stuff about Huawei and having some certification training, we've got a couple of events planned that I think will be enjoyable for everyone, certainly informative, and we're absolutely looking forward to meeting everyone. The dates are May 20th through the 22nd, and we'll have a welcome reception on the 19th. At the hotel. So if you arrive early and you want to partake in a little opportunity to meet some of the Huawei people, certainly we'll look forward to seeing you there. We have mailed out invitations, so hopefully you've received yours. If not, I will make sure that you do. And there's a registration site that's up and running currently, www.icnation2013.com. That's a typo there. It's www.ictnation2013.com, or you can go to HuaweiPartnerSummit.com, and we'll look for you registering there. So I will turn it back over to Stuart as we go into the next slide.
So we've come to the end of the scripted presentation today. What we'd like to do now is make sure that we're addressing any of the questions that have come in on the chat line. So if you have any additional questions that you have not sent in yet, please do so now.
So yeah, please type any questions you have at the bottom. and I'll deal with a few that have come in. So one of them, kind of a housekeeping piece, is will this presentation be available? And the answer is yes, it will. It typically takes about a day. We get it up on a website, and we'll send you all an email with a link where you can go and watch the webinar, and you can send it around and have other people see it. In addition to that, if you are interested in getting the slides, we can do that as well. Another question that is, do you offer support for architecting solutions for our customers? And the answer to that, the short answer is yes, we do. So we have field engineers who can assist your team in pulling together solutions for your customer. And I think the important thing here, and I think it came out in our poll, and that is that as resellers, the thing you have to do is to provide a means for your customer to become more competitive by leveraging IT resources. And so you want to help your customer grow and be more competitive at what they do and more efficient at what they do by better leveraging IT resources. And knowing that that's ultimately your number one goal, we spend a lot of time and effort making sure that we have all the elements in place to make you successful at doing that. So the answer is yes. And if you're interested in getting some support, please contact your sales rep or reach out through the website. Another question was, you know, how is your organization set up to support us? We have a number of field reps. To answer that, we have a number of field reps spread out across the country, and they are divided by territory. So depending on where you're located, you have a specific field rep. If you are interested to find out who is your rep and you don't know, please shoot us an email, and I'll make sure that you get hooked up with the right person quickly. So, you know, I think that just about covers it for today. I want to thank everybody for their participation. I thank you, Stuart, for the presentation.
Thank you, Mitch.
And everybody will be receiving a Starbucks gift card. They come via email, so look for that over the next couple of days. And then in addition to that, please look out for additional invites to webinars. As I said, we'll have one coming up on services. We have some coming up on products and architecture. So please look out for that, and I will look forward to chatting with you again in the future on a webinar. Thanks again, everyone, for your participation.